What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends 80 Years Alex Ross inspired Iron Man. Here we do have Iron Man in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and we'll have a better look at the figure inside. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Iron Man posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what Iron Man comes with. He does come with 3 different head sculpts. He comes with a helmeted head that he has on him right now. He comes with a helmeted head that has a nose sculpted on it. And then he gets an unmasked Tony Stark head. Iron Man also does come with 2 pairs of hands. He comes with a pair of fists. And then he comes with a pair of repulsor hands. Speaking of which, he also does come with 2 repulsors, which do fit onto his hands really well. You can also peg those into his feet if you really want to. And then we also do get 2 powered up repulsor blasts, so you can peg those into the repulsor hands, or you can peg them onto his feet. Other than that, Iron Man doesn't come with anything else, which he comes with a fair bit for a Marvel Legends figure. 3 heads, accessories, and then hands, so that's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is take a little break and get a better look at Iron Man's details. And so here we have a closer look at Iron Man, and they did a really good job just capturing that classic look to his mask. I really do like it, even though I do think that it's kind of cheesy compared to modern day standards, but it's still something that I really do like, and I think this is the head that I'm going to have him with. If you prefer having him with a nose, they did include that, although this one's kind of creepy and weird looking to me, so I'm going to keep this head on. But just a really gorgeous looking classic Iron Man helmet, and it looks really good. You can see the gold is really done well. We have some black slits for the mouth and for the eyes. We also do have this really nice marbleized red plastic. Now, something I didn't notice is that the gold is actually a separate piece. It's not actually painted onto the head, but we have the cherry red here, and then we have the plastic gold piece that sits on that, so really do like that. There's really not too much paint on this guy, although there's also quite a bit of paint. The gold on him is actually painted. It's actually cast in like a dull gold, and then it's just painted with a metallic gold finish, which looks really good. We do have some paint here on his little reactors right here, and then of course the center arc reactor. Something you will notice is on mine, it does have a couple of scratches in the plastic, which it is a little bit unfortunate, but there was only one Iron Man on the peg, so I really didn't have a choice on which one I got. It was either this Iron Man or nothing. We do have a look at his arms, which again, it's done in this gold plastic that you can see on the disc, and you can see some of the paint is starting to scrape off from where I've been moving the joint, but it is gold paint over a flat gold plastic. Something to point out is that if you do look at his arms, his biceps are in the completely wrong side. The bicep right here should actually be on the outside, and this part should be on the inside. Now, it's not a problem with my figure, it's a universal problem that his musculature on the arm doesn't match human anatomy, and it is bothering me, especially with looking at his arms like that. You have his bicep right here, and then you have his tricep on the inside of his arm, and that's driving me nuts. Even if you were to look at the forearm, the musculature does not match, so it's just driving me nuts, and I will go around and change that maybe for the final thoughts, but we'll see. Now, all the red on this Iron Man figure is actually done really well, and it's all in that marbleized red plastic. There's no red paint on him, which looks really good. You can see a nice vibrant gold here on his legs. Really loving the paint that they went with for this gold. It looks really nice. Now, one issue you do want to be careful for is that there might be paint inside these joints, so do be careful when bending them. When I got my Iron Man, this part of his knee would not bend, but I did get it to work, and you can actually see the difference between the gold paint and the gold plastic. The boot is done really well, and it looks really good. You can see some armor details going all throughout the foot. So overall, this Iron Man is a really good representation of classic Iron Man, which I am really happy to have one in my collection. So what we're going to do now is actually get Iron Man compared to a few other figures you may have in your collection. Here we do have Iron Man posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Iron Man posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we have Iron Man posed next to the rest of the Alex Ross inspired Thor and Captain America. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Iron Man's articulation. Now, he does have a ball joint in the head. It does work really well. You can see it looks up really well and then looks straight. Don't get too much downward movement, but it does work with the hinge as well, so he can look up about that far. He can look down about that far. We do get some really slight head tilt on him, which is pretty good for giving him a little bit of attitude. Arms are on a ball joint. You do want to be careful on his arms. You can see he does have a little lip on the shoulder. If you're not careful, that will catch right here on his little circle plate right there. You just got to make sure that it does tuck underneath it, and you can get his arm out all the way. We do have a full 360 in the arm. We do have a bicep swivel, which works really well. Double jointed elbows go up to a little past 90 degrees. We do have a swivel and a hinge in the fist hands. The repulsor hands unfortunately do not have a hinge of any kind. Does have a really generous ab crunch, which goes back that far, which is pretty far. Comes forward about that far. We do have a swivel in the waist, works no problem. Legs do kick forward to about there. Kick back. Kick out. Do want to be careful for these armor platings right here on the side. They do peg onto his pelvis, but do be careful because they do feel like they can snap off if you're not careful enough. We do have a swivel at the thigh, double bend in the knee, and you can see that the paint does make it a little bit difficult, but you can get his knee to bend. We do have rotation at the boot. We do have a hinge in the ankle, which goes back a fair amount. Goes forward pretty good, and then forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall standard articulation for a Marvel Legends figure. Now what we're going to do is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Hasbro Marvel Legends 80 Years Iron Man pose for my final thoughts. Overall, this is a really nice figure. Now, I know this isn't everyone's cup of tea. Not everybody is going to enjoy this classic costume Iron Man, but this is the Iron Man I grew up reading, so it really does harken back to the days when my brothers would get comic books and I would just read them and look at the pictures, and I do remember seeing this Iron Man a lot. Now, I would actually like to see Hasbro use this mold to make a War Machine, but we'll have to see how that goes. They can just retweak it just to give us classic War Machine. But as it stands, this is a really nice figure, and I am glad I did find it. Now, I was able to find this guy at Walmart. However, the one that I found at Walmart did have swapped accessories. He had everything but the repulsor blast, and I didn't want to pick him up knowing he wasn't complete. I did stumble upon him and Thor at GameStop, where I did have to pay $30 for this figure. If you can find him at Walmart or Target, he is going to run you about $25 there, $30 at GameStop and your local comic book store, so pick your poison on where you want to pick him up. With that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other Marvel Legend videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.